Good afternoon, everyone. So today we are going to revise the chapter Motion and Measurement. In this chapter, we have learned and discussed so many different terms. So one by one, we are going to take a review over that. So first of all, we started up with the story of transport. Motion and measurement is all about the length, measurement, we can say. So earlier, there were different means of transport. Like earlier, the man used to walk. Then they started to use the animals. Then boats were built. Then the discovery of wheels changed the mode of transport completely. Then cars were used, which were driven by the animals. Then steam engines. Then automobiles. Then in 1900s, we saw the development of aeroplanes. So these all modes were improved later to carry passengers and goods. What is measurement? So measurement is actually, it tells about a property of something. Like measurement can be of length, measurement can be of area, measurement can be of anything. It gives a number to that property, right? Like if I talk about the length of this room, 15 meters, right? So that gives a number to that property. Measurements are always made using an instrument of some kind, like how long it is. If we talk about, so it will be 2 meters. So that is giving a particular number. Or simply we can say comparing an unknown quantity with some known quantity is called measurement. So when we measure the two parts, one part is the number and another part is a unit. Like if we talk about length, that is 2 meters. 2 means that is a number, and m means that is the unit. So the known quantity which is used in measurement is called a unit. For example, when we say height is 150 centimeter, then the measurement of your height is being expressed as a number that is 150 and a unit that is centimeter. This is the activity 2, to understand the need of a standard unit for accurate measurement. We can measure the width of the table with the hand span. That was the method which was used earlier. These are called the arbitrary units of measurement, because before the development of standard units, people use these kind of unit of measurement. Some of them are still in use at some of the places. For example, foot length, arm length, cubit length, finger length, hand span, etc. These are the arbitrary units of measurement. How to measure length with the hand span? A span is the distance measured by a human hand from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger. When you will open it, you can measure, or you can say a span was considered as to be half a cubit in ancient times. This is the way that how you can open your palm and then you can measure. Then the cubit, it is a measure from your elbow to the tip of your finger. This is known as cubit. Then fathom is the length of the outstretched arms. That was also used in the ancient time. That is also an arbitrary unit of measurement. So why we cannot use this? Why we given up the ideas of using this? Because we know that these are the measurements, they are made by length of different body parts. And we know very well that person to person, the length of these body parts vary. It's not same for all the persons. That's why we can't use it. Then standard units of measurement. To maintain the uniformity, that is the requirement, major reason that why it was required to maintain uniformity in measurement. The standard units of measurement were introduced in different parts of the world at different places. Like SI units, if we talk about international system of units, it is widely used system of measurement in the world. it is based on MKS, M for meter, K for kilogram, S for second. Length, weight and time are considered as the basic quantities of measurement. So these are the three which we can say the basic units. Others are the derived units. All the other units are derived from this mass, length and time. So if we talk about measurement, there is direct measurement, indirect measurement. Direct measurement, when we measure some quantity directly. For example, we are using ruler to measure a length. That is direct measurement. Indirect measurement, when we measure some quantities indirectly. For example, when we have to measure the girth of tree or length of curve, you cannot use a ruler. You can use a rope or to find the length of curved line and then compare the length on a ruler. That is indirect. As there is an activity in the book that how we can measure the length of a curved line. Straight line we can easily measure with the measuring tape or the ruler, right? So correct steps of measuring the length. Whenever you have to measure the length, you have to start off with a zero. If the zero is broken, for example, if we take the example of scale, if the zero part is broken and we are starting it with the 1 centimeter, then the final reading is coming at 14, then the actual reading would be 14 minus 1. Right? That we call it the minimum value which we can be measured. Correct length, correct measurement of length with the meter scale. You can see in the pictures. The scale should be straight along the length of the object. It should not be tilted. Right? Like in the second picture. If the edge of the ruler is broken, if the edge is broken, that means you are starting from 1. And the position of the eye should be above, like this, B part, not A and C. So this is the activity which we have already discussed, that how we can measure the length of a curved line. We can use a thread, keep that thread at one point and keep on moving wherever the line is going in the curved path. Then mark the dot at the two ends of the thread, then measure this thread with the help of measuring tape or a scale. Then is motion and types of motion. Motion, we know that a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its surroundings in given time. Motion is always observed and measured with the point of reference. All living things, very important point of reference. Point of reference, like while we are going from Bathinda to Chandigarh, there are milestones placed on the roadside where it is mentioned when you are coming from Chandigarh to Bathinda and you saw a milestone reading 50 kilometer, Bathinda 50. So what does it show? So it shows a particular point in Bathinda city from which it was measured, and that is bus stand. In that case, the bus stand is the reference point which we are considering. That means that the milestones are always telling the distances from bus stand, right? Motion, it is a movement of an object along with time. Then we discussed about the types of motion, translatory motion. All parts of moving objects move through the same distance in the same interval of time as the whole object does. So types of translatory motion are rectilinear and curvilinear. Rectilinear means straight line. Curvilinear means when a body moves in a curved path. You can see the road is. It's not straight, it's curved. Rotational motion. When an object moves about an axis and different parts of it move by different distances in a given interval of time, it is said to be rotational motion. Then circular motion, when a body moves around the circular path, that means it is one point is fixed and that distance is same throughout and it's moving around and around. Random motion, in which direction is not fixed, that is irregular motion, like the ball in that ground. will have the direction given by the player, so it will have a random motion. Periodic motion, which repeats itself after equal intervals of time, we call it periodic motion. Non-periodic, when it does not repeat itself, like a bird gliding over the sky, so that is not a fixed interval of time, that's not repeating after fixed interval of time. Objects, actions having more than one type of motion, you can see here, drawing water from well. In this, we are using the pulley on which rope is put as a circular motion and bucket has linear motion. Frisbee also has rotational motion as well as linear motion. Sieving machine, needle of the sieving machine oscillates whereas the wheel rotates in a circular motion. Thank you very much, children. I hope this will help you a lot for revising the chapter.